how what process I would use to solve mixed up code 4648. Um, I'm assuming you've read the directions. We know we have these blocks here, and we know that we have two extra blocks. Um, so right away, without even needing to logic through this, I can look at the structure of what I know the code needs to look like at the end, and I can start pulling blocks from there. So I know public class test1 will be first, because this bracket is furthest out to the left. Next will come public static void main. The bracket is a little bit further indented. I can also pull out these brackets here. These will be at the end. And I know my outer loop will come toward the end. And I know my inner loop will end a little bit before that. So as you can see, I'm looking at the brackets and how they match up. And then we can see in the middle is where we need to fill this in. So looking back at the extra blocks that we still have, I can see we're going to need to determine which of these two to use. And we also will need to determine, are we printing out X or printing out Y? So I'm reminding myself that the system's going to print out 5 ones, 5 twos, 5 threes, 5 fours, and 5 fives. So again, looking at the structure of the code, I can tell that this Y variable is going to go right here. And then I need to figure out which of these two blocks to use. So I see the difference here is either X is less than 5 or X is less than or equal to 5. And so I know right off the bat that because I'm eventually going to print 5 fives, we need X to actually make it to 5. We need X to be equal to 5. So let's put that there. And now I need to figure out, do we need to print X or do we need to print Y? So let's do a few test cases here. We're starting at our loop. Let's start at the outer loop. X initializes at 1, while X is less than or equal to 5. Then we add 1 to X, okay? So then we make it to the inner loop, and we initialize Y at 0. While Y is less than 5, we increase Y by 1. So I'm drawing out a trace table here that you can't see, and I initialize Y at 0, okay? Is 0 less than 5? Yes. So we're going to need to print out, now are we printing out Y or are we printing out X? Well, we wouldn't print out Y because we don't need to print out 0, so that tells me we need to print out X. Then let's go back here and test this again. Initialize Y at 0. While Y is less than 5, we increase Y by 1. Then we're going to print out X. Now, what is the value of X? We initialized X as 1. So we're going to print out a 1. And then we stay in our inner loop. Let's check the conditions again. We've increased Y by 1, so now instead of 0, Y is now 1. Is 1 less than 5? Yep. So then we print out another instance of X. X is equal to 1 still. That's our outer loop. So we print out the number 1. So now we have 2 ones. Go again. We've increased Y by 1, so now Y is 2. So is 2 less than 5? Yes. So then we go to the right here, system.out.print X. Another instance of X is another 1. So et cetera, et cetera. Eventually we have 5 ones. Then we fall out of the inner loop and go back to the outer loop. And so now we've increased X by 1. So now instead of X equals 1, it's X equals 2. Is 2 less than or equal to 5? Yes, it is. So now we're going to go back into the inner loop, and now Y is 0. Is 0 less than 5? Yes, it is. So now we're going to print out X. Now X was 1, but now it's 2 because we increased it. So this tells me my test cases are working. I know that we wanted to print out X, not print out Y. So this is one of the extra blocks that we're not meant to use. And then I know that we're meant to use this this block here, line 4 instead of line 10, because we know we need to make it all the way up to 5, where x is less than or equal to 5 as opposed to x is less than 5, because that wouldn't give us this case here of the 5 5s. Thanks for listening.